Talking about pinnipeds, we're highlighting a couple of them. We just did the harbor seal. Hey, let's do this one right here. It's called the Hawaiian monk seal. Why are we studying Hawaiian monk seal here in Seattle? Well, because sometimes you go to Hawaii and you go out and you want to go to the beach, but they got the whole beach closed off because there's a seal on the beach. What's the deal with the Hawaiian monk seal? The Hawaiian monk seal is a super endangered seal. There's just not many of them left. Why? Well, maybe before we talk about why, we should talk about this. Isn't it beautiful? This is the harp seal. Now, the harp seal, it lives up in Alaska. That's what Mama looks like. What does Baby look like? Oh, I got one right here. This is Baby. Wait a minute. This is beautiful. I don't know. But this is beautiful. Why is this one so white and fluffy? And that one's just like, Oh, do you see it? I do. Look at all the ice there. I was talking about the harbor seal, and what the harbor seal is that it leaves the baby on land. Well, this is the Hawaiian monk seal. It's up in Alaska. There's not a whole lot of land, but there's a lot of ice up there. So the harp seal's baby looks like this, white and fluffy, so it blends in with the ice, and the polar bears can't see it, or any other predator can't see it. All right, back to the Hawaiian monk seal. That is the mom and dad. It's all right. But what about the baby? What color is the baby? Think about Hawaii. Think about what type of island Hawaii is. It is. It's a volcanic island. And then the hot lava, it goes and it touches the ocean. What color does lava turn when it cools off? You're right. Black. So the baby Hawaiian monk seal is jet black in color. Isn't that beautiful? In fact, since this is so beautiful, it's the reason why the Hawaiian monk seal is so endangered. This is so beautiful. Would you want one? Would you want a hat out of that? Some gloves? Do you want a jacket? And for that reason, the Hawaiian monk seal has been hunted for their babies. If they see a baby on the beach, they kill it. And when they kill it, then they take that jet black fur off, and then they make hats and gloves and jackets out of it. That's a beautiful jet black. You got to get it before it turns to an adult, because the adult, not so good looking. All right, we did the harbor seal. We did the Hawaiian monk seal. Let's do a couple more. Love this one. This here is the leopard seal. The leopard seal, look at that. Look at those teeth. It's number one. It's the top predator of the South Pole. Boy, let's go to the North Pole. What's ranked number one in the North Pole? Yeah, polar bears are number one in the North Pole, but in the South Pole, these things are number one. So what does that mean? Yeah, there's no polar bears down in the South Pole. They're only in the North. So that whole Coke commercial about the polar bears and the penguin sharing a Coke on an ice floe is just, it doesn't work that way. Because if the polar bears were down there, they'd eat all the penguins. So this is the number one. It's the top predator of the South Pole. You want stats on it? I'll give you stats. It's 9 to 12 feet big. It weighs 900 to 1,500 pounds. It's huge. It's a fierce predator. Have you seen this before? I think you have. Yes, I don't want to get in trouble by YouTube, but this is it. This is what was chasing the penguin in Happy Feet. All right, history lesson. I always got to give you a history lesson. Move back, smartboard, move back, smartboard, move back. Have you heard about Shackleton? Shackleton? Shackleton wanted to be the first explorer to get to the South Pole. So Shackleton, he got himself a big wooden boat. He got himself a whole bunch of men, and he said, men, we're going to the South Pole. They started going through the Southern Ocean. They're going there, and all of a sudden it started getting cold. And what happened? The whole ocean froze. Shackleton's wooden boat was stuck in the ice. Now, ice in the ocean, it's moving. It's always moving. And because it's a wooden boat, they could just hear the wood just starting to crack. Oh, Shackleton was screwed. What is he going to do? If the ice does thaw, since it's just cracks in this boat, it's just going to sink. Shackleton said, men, get the lifeboat. What we're going to do is we're going to pull the lifeboats, these little boats, and we're going to go to the edge of the ice. So they just pulled these boats, and they pulled these boats 20 miles. And when they got to the edge of the ice, there is the ocean. And that part, it wasn't froze. Shackleton told his men, get in the boats. We're going to row to a whaling village. So they just started rowing. And they got to these group of islands that Shackleton knew there was a whaling village on. So he said, let's get there. So then they went to this one island. Shackleton said, okay, men, I need 3 volunteers. We're going to go find a village, and we're going to come back for you guys. 3 people raised their hands. Shackleton, I'm with you. Everybody else has said, just hold tight. I'm coming back. Okay, I'm going to get you. So Shackleton and his 3 men, they got in the boat, and they rowed to this other island, and they landed. And then there was this huge mountain in between where they were and where the village. So they climbed this huge mountain, and then they got to the whaling village. Now this was a couple weeks later, and it was getting really cold. Shackleton got to the whaling village and said, I got my men back there. I need a boat. We got to go save them. They said, Shackleton, yeah, you can have a boat, but there's no way you're getting there. Now the ice has gotten bigger, and that whole ocean over there was frozen. So Shackleton couldn't get his boat over there. Oh, Shackleton is dead. I guess I'll just wait until the ice thaws. So he waited 6 months. After 6 months, the ice had thawed. Shackleton got in his boat and said, I'm keeping my promise. I'm going to go back, and at least I'm going to retrieve the bodies. Well, Shackleton went back there, and he found his people. They were all living. Why were they all living? The reason why they were all living is that at least twice a week, they'd be walking by the water, and then out of the water would come a leopard seal. It would start to chase them. But seals can't walk on their front flippers. They got to do the worm. So they coaxed it out of the water and coaxed it to chase them, and they had guns, and they shot it. And after they shot it, then they burned the blubber to keep them warm. They used the fur coats to make all these tents and blankets and everything. And then they ate the meat. And that's the only reason why they're able to stay alive down there for 6 months. And not one person died. Great story. All right. The next one is this one. The northern elephant seal. Oh! The northern elephant seal, it's huge. The northern elephant seal, it can be 15 feet long. Oh my gosh, it can weigh as much as 3,000 pounds. It's called the northern elephant seal because the males got a schnoz. They got a huge nose. Pause it for a minute. See what I'm talking about? They're huge. That's a male. It has a big nose. Are you a Star Wars fan? Star Wars fan. Jabba the Hutt was based on the elephant seal. Let me see if I can see it. It's cold up there. There he is. There she is. I don't want to say what they're doing right now, but he's got a big schnoz. Oh, see, there comes a female. Look, they have no ears. Only sea lions have ears. We're talking about an elephant seal. This is this one beach. And after 2 weeks, all of a sudden there's going to be a whole bunch of them. Wow. They come down here so they can have their babies. That's a baby right there. Remember, it's a mammal, so they got to drink milk. I don't want to look at this. Ah. No, it's not as fatty as the gray whale milk, but it's pretty fatty. It's 45% fat. So after just a couple weeks, they turn from this into that. That's a baby right there. But if it's drinking milk that's 45% fat, it gets huge. There's a male with its schnoz. With the female, we'll give it a little privacy. Not sure what's going on right there. I think they're just talking. Hey, sure is a nice beach down here. So anyways, want to go out for some food a little bit. Whoa, what's going on here? See, they can't walk on their front flippers. That's a male, and there's another male. Well, if you want to get the girls, you want to be like the only one on the beach. So they fight. Man, if I had volume, there'd be some very dramatic music going on right now. Oh. Do you remember my last video? My last classes video. What I said is that there's been a couple of these up by San Juan Islands now. There's a small group of elephant seals that are making that their home. And what they're coming to is just one place on the San Juan Islands to have their baby and make their baby. And they've been coming there for 3 years in a row. And now those babies are grown into adults and they're coming back to that same island. So maybe after a couple years, there's going to be a huge congregation of elephant seals coming to that island. And then we could watch this. The fight between two big ones. There goes his breath. This is the blue planet, the coasts. That's a baby. See, 1/5 of the babies on the whole island get crushed to death because the guys are out there fighting. They're not good parents. I can't see this anymore. All right, more dramatic video. Stop it.